8 a.m. this Tuesday morning. There goes Jayhawk. He was actually right out here as I come walking out the door. Oh yeah, you know what? We're going to have some fun now. All right. You seen my previous content? Morning. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. We're headed up. All right. Let's just go ahead and look at this here real quick. This is what we got kicking off today. We're supposed to be like around mid 80s Fahrenheit. All right. Of course, all blurred out. No problem. Doesn't really matter anymore, you know. And what this platform does to my content anymore, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be around for much longer. But anyways, I will continue on because I got a few things to bring to the table. Oh, so many cats at the breakfast table this morning. So many cats. Hi, baby. What's the matter, huh? Alright, let's go look at the sky and let these guys eat before I reclaim my utensils. Oh, got one out here. You coming up? Greystoke? Huh. Anyways, yeah, you know, we're still, this is basically what we're supposed to be having throughout today, I guess. Mostly sunny skies, if you will. But hey, let's go ahead and continue on with this AI nonsense in a little bit more. So, are you guys going to tune in to this mockery against the taxpayers' dollar, the wasteful spending and fraud, just for a so-called military parade, a show of so-called might, just because somebody was impressed with Russia and South Korea and their parades? Oh, and I guess China as well. Yeah, okay. All this show of military might, got to show off the big guns because, well, there's got to be compensation for the little guns in one's pants, right? I mean, that's the typical narrative. The bigger the guns, the smaller the gun, right? And of course, it must really still be sticking in somebody's side about past comments made pertaining to, you know, somebody's size of their hands, right? And so, you know, that must really still be sticking in somebody's craw, right? You know, no, I won't be tuning into that nonsense. No, to me, it's very pathetic, and just, you know, it really shows how small of a person when they have to display, you know, outside power that they don't have within themselves. See, that's what it is all about. You know, the more that somebody likes to show off their arsenal, it's purely because of self-esteem, right? Because they feel small in all other areas, and they feel very inadequate about themselves. But of course, when you got the whole world that continues to gang up on you, oh, what other resort do you have? You know, and I can understand because, you know, the so-called leader of the free world is a Gemini, okay? And there's so many things that I have been, you know, connecting the dots for you people out there, if you've been paying attention. And furthermore, as far as paying attention, okay, this is where we've gotten now, and where I have gotten, and my channel and the content that I put forth has gotten. I've told you that I've been being watched for the longest of time, investigated. Well, when a video that you are uploading comes to an end, when the process is finished, and right away, as soon as that video posts, there is a view. Well, hello, Palantir. I guess that's what it's called, or he is called, or whatever it is. This new surveillance operation. Well, it is not new. We have all been under surveillance for the longest of time. It's just, they tell you after it's already been going on, okay? And that's the narrative aspects of many things out there. Is once that information comes out to the public, it's already too late. It's already been an ongoing scenario of whatever the topic might be. Well, I am proud, not only of myself and the lessons to life that I have been taught, regardless of how tough they have been. I'm proud, and I'm proud of this channel and the content that I have brought forth through my recordings, my observational recordings, and the thoughts that they have inspired. And I am keeping, as many people like to state, I am keeping true to myself as the person that I am and have always been. That of a non-compliant rebel to the system. And I continue to do so, and I will continue to do so, because the system is now artificial, synthetic, and there's no way to keep up with what is coming. And that is why they are fighting to not regulate artificial intelligence programs. But it's too late. Prepare and stay away from watching a silly, stupid, ridiculous parade. If you want that, just backtrack on my videos and you can watch one that took place here. Waste of time, effort, energy, and money. Your money. Yeah. Not for much longer. Not unless you comply with cryptocurrency nothingness. And that is what reality has basically been boiled down to. There's a whole lot of nothingness. But if you want something, you have to go within, because that is where everything resides. It's within yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Go with your intuitions. Do what you feel is right, because, well, after all, there might not be much time left for you to do what you feel is right. I'll leave off with that. 8:40 a.m. I had to come back and, well, we are going to attempt to splice this in with the previous recorded clip. But of course, a lot of issues anymore. A lot of issues. So anyways, I don't know why I had made this statement, or Why I said South Korea rather than North Korea? Unless, of course, something is about to happen in regards to South Korea. Okay? So I just wanted to make mention of that, and it's not to correct anything, retract anything. It was possibly like a spiritual Freudian slip of what is to come. A little premonition, if you will. Now then, I also wanted to bring up one other thing. And once again, going back, let me further on with the previous clip. At one point, and I don't know how it's going to come out. I don't know how any of this is going to come out in the long run, as far as this video and the attempts to splice it in with the previous. But at one point, I make mention of a name, and gee golly whiz, the recording glitched out right at that name, and then resumed with my audio. Okay. So anyways, let's bring up Mr. Trump being a Gemini. Because I just had this fleeting thought, and which, well, it's still fleeting around in my brain, so I have to get it out there. And pertaining to his hands, you think he has the same symbols in his hands as what I do? I carry all those magic symbols in the palms of my hands. I've shown you. I carry them all. I'm curious if he does. Because that could have a lot of meaning and symbolism. But I've been, things come to me, information comes to me. And this is the information that I tend to share with you people. It's that, it goes along with that little pay it forward phrase or motto. Well, that's what I'm trying to do for you people, and I have been doing. I'm trying to pay it forward. At my expense, mind you. Bigly. Alright, I gotta carry on with this day as I fit to do so, or I see fit to do so. And maybe we'll come back with a little bit more content. Who knows? The signs are already making themselves quite apparent. And I attempted to show you the signs yesterday, but, well, there was issues with 3 of my recordings that, well, I don't know. I might try going to Google Photos and seeing if I can possibly back those up, because they're still logged in my photo gallery, but there's just no files to support them. So I got to go through Google Photos to back up my own recordings that I have stored on a memory card. Yeah. It's getting really ridiculous as far as this so-called technology. And just remember, we've seen many examples, or I have, of past advanced civilizations that have been completely wiped out, disappeared, no traces, nothing. These are periods of time to where there have been resets. We've even heard this term, resets, many times. And gee, even through our lovely government. I'm ready. I'm amped up for this stuff. Bring it on. I've seen it. many years ago. I've had my premonition dreams, a couple of which are still to become reality, unfortunately. I will do my best not to manifest them to come forth and actually become real. But everything else that I bring forward and that has come to me in the past has become reality. Fun stuff, people. Fun stuff. And I will leave off with that. And with no links to click. Have a great one. I'm going to do my best to do so myself. Take care, one and all.